And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparations for the challenge. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. Alongside Greg Anthony, Coach Stan Van Gundy, and our reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. And tonight, we'll be joined by the man with his... And now the opening lineup for Boston. Baker out there with Carlisle. Then there's the Monster. Then there's Easy Breezy. And it's McKenzie in at the 3 spot. And for Charlotte, the guard spots filled in by Ball and Miller. Miles Bridges is out there with Josh Green. And it's Richards in at the 5 spot. Bridges outside. And the wide open shot from Green. Oh, good on the triple. Pass to Manning. Over Miller. Manning with the bucket.
And the fireworks begin. Should be an amazing show tonight.
Yeah, and it's important to get that first score quickly and establish your game.
Green with the ball. Ball feeling it out a bit. Shoots it up. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
And we knew LaMelo was talented coming into the league. What we didn't quite know was how much of an impact he would make in terms of controlling the flow of the game.
Here's Manning, defended by Bridges, and it's blocked. First quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Manning, defended by Bridges.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
The Celtics shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe.
And they shot 81% from the line last season as a team, so you really can't find fault with what they're able to do there.
That free throw, no good. And Shams, nothing gets a workout like your phone. We're talking NBA. We're watching this game. We got this great group here courtside. You've got 2 phones working, and I'm sure there's a third hidden in your bag. Can you estimate how many texts do you send and receive a day? Is there even a number we can put with that?
Kevin, how many texts do you get a day related to NBA info? You're coming at me. You know the job is, it's hundreds of messages flooding my phone on a daily basis. And the screen time usually in busy seasons tends to be closer to 18 to 20 hours. But this is what we sign up for. This is what we love to inform the audience.
Oh, and I know you love every second of it. Here's Manning. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Shots good by Miller.
A huge reason Miller went so high in the draft. His three-point stroke, it's exactly what you want in a wing.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Pass to Manning. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Miller outside. Back to Green. Outside, Ball. Crosses over. It's rebounded by Manning. For Boston, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today.
Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
And timeout is called by Charles Lee. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations.
Chance to check out stats for Miller. Some last season stats for him. Last year averaged 17 points a game, 4 rebounds and 2 assists. And the numbers, nothing spectacular in his rookie season, but he's still got a lot of room for growth.
Well, look, very few rookies come into the NBA at a superstar level. It's a tough league to be successful in right away. It takes time.
Got a piece of it. Here's Primetime, guarded by Green. Pass to Baker. Here's Manning. Lets it go. Green with the rebound. You know, Shams, I don't know how many kids grow up thinking they're going to be an NBA insider. But clearly that is something that you probably thought about at one time or another. Did you think that was going to be your path?
Kevin, I knew at the age of 16 years old what I wanted to do. And this path I wanted to take an insider for the NBA because I loved playing basketball, I loved writing, and I had a genuine passion for transactions, for the behind-the-scenes stories. So to be able to tell that story to the fans, I feel like I am one of the fans. That's why I feel like I can relate to the fans. And so that's what inspired me mostly to take this career path that I've taken.
You're so connected. It is a pleasure reading you and hearing you.
Kevin, appreciate you so much. And just know the stories will keep coming.
And the first one at the line is good. He doesn't get the second one. Hornets trail by 3. Outside, Ball. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Back to Richards. And down it goes. Dunk through off a wonderful assist.
And you can put Miller on either side of that pick and roll action. He has a terrific IQ.
Pass to Baker. Here's Primetime. A nice shot by Carlisle.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Outside, Ball. Fires the 3. The monster with the rebound.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
To the right side. Pass to Primetime. Here's the monster, covered by Miller. D'Angelo. Hornets with the rebound. The last time these two clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
And it's going to come down to effort tonight. Last time they met each other, they were demolished on the boards, and that rebounding difference led to a sizable loss.
Yeah, it wasn't their finest hours or finest 2 hours. It has to be a matter of pride for them this time.
The Hornets shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
First one falls for him. And Shams, I've always wondered, watching you, reading you, when did you first fall in love with the NBA? And when did you decide to cover it?
Really, when I was around 10, 11 years old, I grew up in Chicago right as the Bulls dynasty was starting. I wasn't quite old enough, but I was old enough to see some of those scrappy Bulls teams in the mid-2000s. And basketball was always a part of the national discourse, but also part of my life playing it, and then now being someone that's able to inform the audience and the public.
You know what? I'm looking up and down this table. I think we all feel the exact same way.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
And timeout is called by Charles Lee. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. And now here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best teams from three-point land a year ago. The Celtics second.
Well, their approach to shooting was phenomenal. They didn't force many threes, and when they got a good look, they drilled it.
Hornets trail by 4. Miller outside. Ball sets a screen for Miller. Buries the long-range jumper. Miller's got 6 points.
Now, how about this move by Miller, using the pick and roll to create some space for himself?
Here's Baker, coming off a solid outing against Charlotte. Now Miller. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. We have all these great foreign players. Maybe 3 of the top 5 players in the NBA are all foreign players, right? And so much was made of Anthony Edwards. Here's a 22-year-old American player who has maybe the charisma, the game, the everything you could package. It could be our next great player. Is there ever talk around the league about why are European players being so dominant? Where are the great young American players to compete against this great influx of international players?
The grassroots programs, you have to look at what happens abroad and in the States. You have to give a lot of credit to the way that they develop players over in Europe. In any of those regions, they do a great job, and those players are hungry, they're driven, they're passionate. They're trying to get here to the States and play basketball at the highest level in the NBA. And you see at the amateur level, there can be a lot of fluidity, there can be a lot of influx, and players are given so much so soon in America. So to be able to have that chip on your shoulder, to have the passion, and to exude the confidence that Anthony Edwards has, the younger generation of players definitely have someone in Anthony Edwards to look up to.
Here's Ball, and it's blocked.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
That'll be Boston as it goes out of bounds. Celtics retain possession. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And guys, that is lockdown defense at its finest, going right at the shot and then able to knock it away.
Kenzie passes to Manning. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Manning's got 12 points in the game.
Yeah, you love to see a quick bucket off the inbounds. Well done.
Bridges outside. Back to Ball. This one for 3. Prime time grabs the board.
Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to give them any kind of a lift.
Martin attacking. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
And let's see the stat sheet here on Miles Bridges. Last season, he played outstanding. He was around 21 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And I'm not sure he can play any better than he has. I mean, surprising a lot of people with this play here of late.
Well, part of why he's playing so well is in how they're using him. They're not asking him to do things that are outside of his skill set.
Here's McKenzie. Cranes the three-pointer. Now it's a 7-point Celtic lead. Hey, Shams, it seems like with these younger teams coming, we may be witnessing a transfer of power in the NBA. What do you think?
It's really due to the parity that we're seeing in the league, and we haven't seen this much parity in a really long time. It's wide open for teams in both conferences, in the East and West, to claim that top perch. We have to give the league a lot of credit. There's tons of parity.
Which I think is leading to expansion talk, correct? We've got so much talent right now, we can kind of let it ooze out a little bit to some other areas.
Certainly expansion, a couple more teams in the league, but the league really loves where they're at now. And any given year, anyone can win.
With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, the new leadership in Charlotte has made it clear that it's not going in for quick fixes. The goal is sustained success, building with youth and development. Call it roster flexibility or a blank slate. But with some promising young players and more health, There's nowhere to go but up. Kevin?
Health is huge. That's the hope. Hey, David, thank you. Ball kicks to Miller. They set the pick. Good. Nice job down low. Miller's got 12 points in the game.
Well, there's no question he's carrying the load in this quarter, but he's going to need some help.
It's rebounded by Charlotte. Bridges has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. The tray, and it's the Hornets another 3.
Capable of scorching you from the perimeter. When Bridges has a great look, he takes advantage.
Manning the pass to D'Angelo. Here is Carlisle. Oh, good with the triple.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Ball kicks to Bridges. Pulls it up. Ball no good.
Well, his team has the lead, but this has to be a bit of a concern for him. The shot isn't falling, and it's been a forgettable night.
Pass to Primetime. Takes the 3. That shot misses. Here are the Hornets with the ball. Big stretch here going 10-2. And Shams, we know you are so connected and on top of so many great stories and players and trends in the NBA. I have to ask, what is your... like I'm talking to my teenage daughter. What is your screen time like? You've got to be in front of that computer and clearly in front of your phone every minute, or at least most every minute of every hour of every day.
It's not as high as it needs to be, Kevin, I'll tell you that much. And thankfully, it's not always like that, but certainly at the biggest times of the year, free agency, draft, trade deadline, it is certainly up there, almost in the 19 to 20 range. Kevin, what's your screen time? I feel like you might have a little high screen time. You want to be plugged in. I know it.
I take 2 months off in the summer, but for those 10 months, it's 7 days a week, a lot like you. But I know how much happens in the offseason. That's my interest in sitting next to you here courtside tonight, is that you're watching this game, but your mind is always thinking about this and that, and it never ends. Like, you must not get much sleep. You cannot get much sleep, right? My goodness.
We do get sleep, but your offseason is my season, Kevin, and I want to make sure as we get this season going, I'm able to inform you.
And you always do. You always do. Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Williams, he's checked in for Nick Richards. Williams comes in for Bridges. Green, he's checked in for Brandon Miller. And it's Trey Mann in for Ball. Taken away by Williams. Smith against Martin. Mann with it. 11 points last game. Johnson with the block. And here's Smith. We've got 1:08 left here in the opening quarter. It's good. And it's 7 points for prime time. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for Boston?
Well, those early blocks are key. They are intimidating their opponents and making them hesitate.
And another thing they've done so well is convert fast break opportunities. Great job trusting their guys and getting those easy ones.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
He had 76% from the line a season ago, and most would consider that to be a success.
Been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
Smith scanning the floor. The first one falls. And he makes the first, but misses the second.
And here in the early going, missed free throws starting to become the storyline.
Outside, Green. Williams sets a screen for Green. And the Hornets miss again. Celtics leading by 4. Three-pointer hits the three-point bomb. 10 points for prime time.
He's been reliable from the floor, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Here's Mann. Williams, a screen on Smith. Mann. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And so it's Boston heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We come back right after this. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And when you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what do you think?
Throughout the first quarter, they did a great job of just running the offense.
Yeah, and I love to see this kind of communication between teammates. Great player movement, great ball movement.
The Celtics with the lead. Now, we've talked about expansion. That has been floated around. We know that teams would have to realign. Shams, any ideas on which teams might have to shift with expansion in the East or West?
Certainly, most of the potential expansion cities, the high-level ones, have been noted as teams in the West. Maybe you have a team out east that is in the West moving into the Eastern Conference. But the league could obviously surprise everyone with a different solution, maybe having one expansion team be an Eastern Conference team, one being a West. There's several options that Adam Silver and the NBA have.
I would think New Orleans would be one of those teams, right? Just where they are geographically. Memphis, those 2 teams are in the West, and I could see them maybe going east. Possible?
Certainly Minnesota and Memphis. Those are 2 teams that, to me, have an Eastern Conference feel.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. The franchise is out there with the eraser. And it's Smith, and it's prime time. And it's Johnson in at the shooting guard position. Hornets trail by 10. Pass to Williams. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Bangs home the trifecta. Mann's got 5 minutes.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on.
The Celtics have shot 3 of 6 at the foul line.
Josh Green. Second personal foul. First team foul. At the line for the Celtics, Johnson taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Baker, he's checked in for Smith. And both free throws good for Johnson. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. And the chosen one gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Shams, we know you grew up in Chicago. I'm assuming you grew up a Bulls fan. Who didn't? And you had to have a favorite player growing up with those terrific teams.
I was a big-time fan of hoops in general. Definitely someone for me was Kobe Bryant. That someone wasn't a Bulls player. We almost got him one year, but that was someone I grew up watching. Kevin, did you have a favorite team or player growing up?
Well, I love Kobe. I called every season of LeBron and every season of Kobe Bryant. And Bryant actually did stuff for 2K. As you know, not too long ago, before his passing, he sat down for a couple hours. But I hate to rank them because Kobe, Jordan, and LeBron are all right there at the very, very top. Hard to beat Jordan, right?
Very hard to beat Jordan. Obviously, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Kobe, for me, watching growing up, that was the closest thing that I had.
Suffocating defense to keep the layup from falling.
With his first shot attempt, Baker with the bucket. And the Celtics lead by 9.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
Man passes to Williams. 14 feet away. The rebound by the eraser.
Well, that miss was caused by the defense. They were all over him.
Here's McKenzie. And he makes good on the layup. Primetime's got the lead up to 11 now for the Celtics.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Charlotte making a switch here. Curry's checked in. And so it's Charles Lee calling timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Charlotte's gone 1 of 2 on 3 pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Man. Rebound Boston.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
Williams with the steal. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Man with it. He's against Smith. Charlotte moving it around. Here's Curry with the 3. Charlotte again missing. Celtics leading by 11. And he lobs it up.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Pass to Man. And the layup's good off the glass. Man's got 7 now in this quarter. So it's the Celtics now. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Yeah, proficiency from range, away from home, much easier said than done. They played a terrific ball game.
Yeah, great three-point shooting is so often what swings a game these days. When they're rolling from outside, they're tough to beat.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Celtics have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts. And he makes the first. Some changes for Charlotte. Nick Richards, he's checked in for Mark Williams. Martin comes in for Josh Green. And Ball subbed in for Curry. Easy Breezy's checked in for the Celtics. Johnson comes in for Smith. Good on both.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Now, here's Ball. Last game out, we saw him pour in 42. Here's the 3. Johnson with the rebound.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
Well, what a half he's had. He has completely warped the shape of this game with his hot shooting.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And the call will go against the Prodigy. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Richards passes to Martin. Outside, Ball. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Goes up to the stripe. Rebound, Boston. Pass to Diaz. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
Here's Man. Primetime grabs the board. Primetime's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Johnson, wide open, he fires. Drains it from beyond the arc. Johnson's got 5.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
On the wing, Williams. Pass to Man. Williams a screen on Johnson. With the drive. Man can't hit. And here's Boston. They're on a 20-7 run. Baker passes to Manning. That's tipped. Now here's Ball. Tight defense on him. And the call will be against LaMelo Ball. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Celtics making a switch here. Carlisle's checked in. Celtics leading by 20. Here's primetime. He had 10 points in the win against Charlotte.
And his rebounding was solid in that effort as well. He did a lot of work on the glass. All around, it just his effort level was off the charts.
Man can't hit.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Carlisle passes to Baker. Drops in the tray. Baker's got 5 points in the quarter.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. A move that likely helped the league's parity has been shortening max contract limits. Commissioner Silver says, we used to refer to it as dead money, a star player toward those end years sitting on the bench. We've reduced max contracts to 5 years, and in some cases 6. This way, it moves to more pay for performance. Kevin?
I think, DA, that's a pretty good business decision. It's going to have nice ramifications. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
That is not possible. What we just... is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said. Nice job capturing the moments on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Pass to Richards. To stop the run. And Boston with the rebound. Baker's got 4 rebounds in this game.
They need his offense right now, but his shot is just not falling.
Yeah, that's the way you play defense. Anticipated the hop step, beat him to the spot, and able to get the call.
Bridges, he's checked in for the Hornets. Brandon Miller comes in for Martin. Anthony's checked in for the Celtics. Charlotte has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Ball, the pass to Miller. From deep three-point land, rebound by the Celtics. Here's primetime. He's got 23, and it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
And that has got to help the morale of this team. Let's see if that sets up a run here.
Down low. Here's Manning. The Hornets pull it in. Bridges has got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Well, clearly it hasn't been his best game offensively, but collectively, they've still found a way to get the lead.
Here's Baker. Boston again missing.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
They set the pick. Man passes to Richards. To the inside. Here's Bridges. Off the mark, and the drop continues.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Their body language does not look good right now. They're deflated and unable to stop this run.
Miller outside. Back to Ball. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. He lays it in. Ball's got 6 points.
And he's really a smart offensive player. You have to respect Ball's strong sense for when to take that jumper.
Carlisle tips it. It's good on the putback. That's 7 points for the chosen one.
Well, after a silent first quarter, this is who they needed him to be. This is why you never count a guy out.
Richards passes to Miller. Now, Man. 9 points in the game so far. Just 5 to shoot. Fires it up. Releases from the wing and drills it. He's got 11.
Well, look, if he misses that shot, coach might think of benching him. He's pretty fortunate he got that one to go.
Now here the 2K leaderboard with last season's top rebounding teams. The Celtics second.
Well, last year they were all over the glass. Their physicality is what helped define their identity.
First free throw is good.
And he didn't go to the line once in the first half. But now he's figuring out how to draw contact and get himself to the line.
The Monsters checked in for the Celtics. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Charlotte has gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Man with it. 11 points in the game. There's Ball, and a great assist by Miller as that one goes in.
So often LaMelo is the setup man. There, he's on the finishing end.
Carlisle passes to Mann. Pass to the kid. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. The kid's got 5 points in the quarter.
And yeah, he's not messing around. He wants no part of a comeback in this one.
Well, this is how you shut the door, right? You keep making good shots and you build the lead.
And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure. He's definitely become part of the fabric of the NBA.
Yeah, and I'll say this. You won't meet a harder worker in terms of NBA coverage. Shams has amazing dedication to his craft.
That one is no good. One thing this team likes about Miles Bridges, Greg, he plays a lot. He's always there.
And Kevin, on a couple occasions, Bridges has been near the top in minutes played. He's got that strong 6'7" frame, and it holds up well over the season.
Celtics have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far. First free throw is good. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Looking at the Hornets, Greg, they're still in pursuit of their first trip to the NBA Finals.
And, Kevin, I hope it happens soon because their fan base deserves it. They've stuck with this team through some difficult years. It's about time they get rewarded.
Here's McKenzie. The layup missed. And so it's Ball who brings the ball up for Charlotte. Miller outside. Fires from deep. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got 4 assists now tonight. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Here's Manning. Last game, an incredible scoring display for him. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Nick Richards. Second personal foul.
For Boston, they have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game.
Boston, Manning, taking 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Both good from the line that time. For three, Bridges can't hit that one. And so it's the Boston Celtics ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. Their defense has been active and effective. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome, everybody. It may be early on in the season, but not too early to take a full assessment of the Eastern Conference standings.
Taking a look here now at Boston, this team wants to do big things, Shaq-sized things. And I got to say, they're looking almost as dominant as Kenny.
Easy, big fella, but I got to say, they are making it look easy here in this early part of the season, at least. And let's talk now about that first half. What a commanding start for the Boston Celtics.
They love to run. At times, it looks like a layup line. They can hit the three, but tough.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Really an incredible game from primetime.
And, you know, I don't think he'll top the assist charge this year, but early on he's done a great job of keeping the ball hopping around.
Yeah, and I'm a little surprised, but he's been focused on passing the ball. You got to give him credit.
Bridges has gone 2 for 5, shooting 40% from the field here. The guard spots filled in by Ball and Miller. Nick Richards out there with Bridges, and it's Green in at the small forward. So that's the lineup for Charlotte.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
To the paint. Here's Richards. That one's not going to go. The Celtics shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in. Here's Manning. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Every year, Greg, we get a new batch of rookies into the NBA, and sometimes we're all guilty of judging them too early.
Oh, absolutely. I think we need probably 3 years to evaluate a player. You know, fans and media can be a little harsh at times, but not everybody develops at the same rate.
And so it's Charlotte with it. Miller outside. In the corner, it's Bridges. Outside, Green. Miller kicks to Bridges. Off target from outside. Austin with the ball. Here's to Angelo. And they cash in right away with a quick shot. The Monsters got 7 points in the game. The Hornets shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. Pass to Bridges. Takes a three. Knocks down the three ball.
Just a proven threat from beyond, and Bridges has a good feel for when to fire him from there.
There's Baker. The three. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Bridges has got 9 rebounds now tonight. Pass to Green, and there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Ball. He's coming off an excellent season. Last season, put up about 24 points per, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he is such a huge part of what this team does on offense.
Yeah, their entire system would look different if they didn't have this guy to depend on.
Here is Carlisle. Gets the three-pointer to fall. He's got 13.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
And that one drops for him.
Ball shooting for him might not be textbook, but all that matters is that it's effective.
Here is Carlisle. He's got 13. Here's McKenzie. Pass to the kid. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Charlotte has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Bridges passes the ball. Back to Bridges. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. Charlotte calls timeout. One guy has been getting it done is prime time.
Man, he has absolutely worn them out in the paint. They need to come up with a plan to limit his touches in the interior.
And now, courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here are the teams that led the NBA in block shots last year. Number 1, the Celtics.
And that defensive reputation has value in and of itself. I mean, by the end of the season, teams were afraid to take the ball inside.
Now off the inbound. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And that's 17 points from Brandon Miller. Back. Here's Carlisle. Hands it from downtown. The kid's got 16.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
There's the lob to the hoop. It's intercepted. Here's Manning. That shot is in, just like 6 others have been for him. He's shooting 7 for 15.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And a few years back, the NBA coach decided to change how they do take fouls. It appears it's had the impact they wanted, don't you think?
I certainly do, Kevin. I thought it was a great rule change. There's almost nothing more exciting in NBA basketball than the fast break. And take fouls were limiting that. Now that we've gotten rid of those, we're really getting to see the athleticism of NBA players.
Yeah, because we want to see the finish, don't we? You want to see what happens when they do get off on that kind of break.
That's where the excitement happens.
Both free throws good for Miller. Here's Manning. 19 points in the game. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
First personal foul.
That's on Miles Bridges.
Team foul.
Clearly a foul.
At the line for the Celtics, Manning. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for the Charlotte Hornets. Pass to Bridges. Outside, Ball. Back to Bridges. Green with a screen for Bridges. Got a hand on it.
Yeah, they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Here's Carlisle. The long distance three is buried.
3 points.
The Kids got 9 points now in just the second half. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Well, I love how connected they've been defensively. They're right into shooters and piling up block shots.
And I'll tell you, the energy they've shown in the open floor, boy, it has been terrific, doing a phenomenal job converting in those situations.
Here's Baker, and there are the Celtics with another basket.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
Hits it from three-point range.
And Ball continues to show he can drain threes. The defense must adjust or he is going to keep doing damage.
Inside, McKenzie. Miller grabs the miss. Charlotte has gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Pass the Ball. There's the triple. Primetime grabs the board. Primetime's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. D'Angelo, the pass to McKenzie. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Miller outside. The shot, no good. Celtics have gone 8 of 13 on shot attempts to begin the second half. Shoots a fader. And it's prime time missing.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
One thing about LaMelo Ball, he can really take over at times, Greg, when he's healthy and playing well.
And a lot of that is just his feel for the game. He processes quickly and then has the talent to execute. It's pretty hard to stop him when he's in the flow.
That's good from Ball.
Taken 3rd overall in 2020, LaMelo Ball is a unique player. Like his brother Lonzo, very tall at the point at 6'6", and he'd much rather pass it than shoot it.
Charlotte making a switch here. Man's checked in. Ball hits them both. Stan, I've always admired you. Come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, look, I loved being around the game, and so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number 1, I loved baseball, and I couldn't hit one, so that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way, so if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way in your interest there.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps. Terrific story. Pass to Bridges. For the 3. And that's good. LaMelo Ball for 3. Ball's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the 3rd for the Hornets. Johnson with a screen on Ball. For 3, Smith. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Now, Man. 11 points in the game. Out left to the wing. There's a screen. Here's Ball. Nice form on the 20-footer. Ball's got 12 points here in the second half.
Well, if they can come back and take the lead, this will be because he's carrying it. This quarter's been all about him and his offense.
Here's Diaz. Off Boston getting another chance here. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
And doing some dirty work on the offensive glass.
And then follows it up, Greg, with heavy-duty jam on his mind with a terrific putback. And here's the upcoming schedule for Charlotte. On Monday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Then on Wednesday, they'll go back home and they'll be hosting the Detroit Pistons.
And when you look at that Pacers matchup, that one's going to be game number 9 on the year for them. Really starting to get towards the meat of things by then.
And the first one at the line is good.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Mark Williams is checked in for Nick Richards. And Martin subbed in for Green. Ball hits them both. Celtics shooting it quite well in this third quarter, 53%, and the offense is rolling. Johnson outside. Here's Diaz. And the rebound goes to Martin.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
The Celtics shooting an efficient 53% from the field. Anthony dishes to Johnson. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Pass to man. Williams, a screen on Johnson. Outside, Ball. Shot clock at 5. Out to Bridges. The 3. Man can't hit. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the Celtics. Here's Diaz. Over Martin. Diaz, good. Diaz has got 4 points now in the quarter. And for the Hornets, they're shooting 35% or so in the third quarter. Whatever they're trying is not working. Outside, Ball. Martin with the screen for Ball. Sinks the three-pointer. Ball's got 17 points here in the second half.
Well, he's making a concerted effort to use the three-point shot here in the second half. Only 1 in the first, 3 since the break.
And looking at some numbers for Martin, how he performed last season. He was around 7 points per, 3 assists and 4 rebounds. Just a fantastic scorer off the bench. Always a factor in every game he plays.
Yeah, look, you need that kind of punch off the bench. Someone who can help shoulder the offensive load.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Grant Williams is checked in for Charlotte. So he gets them both. This league, Stan, is so deep with talent. Are there any players who you think get overlooked in the conversation?
That's a great question, Kevin. I mean, there are some guys who I think get underrated because they play with other guys who are so talented and draw the attention. One guy that I have really seen lately that I think has been better than people think is Grayson Allen. The best three-point shooter, or one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA, and a very underrated defender.
And he's evolving, isn't he? Looks like he's working on other parts of his game, but he's always been able to shoot, which has been his calling card.
And he's a much more athletic guy than people give him credit for.
Back to Ball. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Man can't hit.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
41 seconds left to play in the third. And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Given the size disadvantage, you have to have a lot of confidence
to take that shot.
Yeah, a skilled player can work around the mismatch. He's used to dealing with larger guys.
Smith checked in for ball. There's 39 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Diaz. 11 points in the game. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Here's Mann. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Mann's got 13 points.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
They set the pick. Smith for 3. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And so it's the Boston Celtics out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Mann with it, and a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. They've got Smith. Red is out there with the franchise. Then it's Johnson, and it's Anthony in at the center. There's Micic, 4 on the clock. Lets it go from 11. Bank shot, no good. And the Celtics shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. Basket, good.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Now, Mann, outside Martin. Pass to Micic. Now, Mann. Williams, a screen on Johnson. Mann. And it's Williams finishing it off.
You've got to love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage. Here's Boston now. Anthony with the screen on Williams. Here's Diaz. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Diaz has got 13 points here in the second half alone. Pass to Martin. Williams scanning the floor. Mann gets the bucket.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Here's Diaz. Johnson outside. Greg, we see the NBA fining players for certain actions or statements.
Multiple offenders are always going to be under the microscope, Kevin. Sometimes they end up playing into those expectations, so those punishments can appear a bit skewed. Nice job clearing some space out under the boards and setting himself up there for the putback.
And not just any old putback, Clark, but a big, big foul. Celtics have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Diaz, good. Diaz has got 5 points now this quarter.
What a difference a half can make. As much as he struggled in the first 2 quarters, he certainly made up for it with his play in the second half.
Williams, a screen on Johnson. Here's Mann. No good on the shot. Johnson with the defensive effort. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. To the middle, here's Diaz. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Personal foul. First team foul. Shooting for Boston, Diaz. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And the Hornets making a change here. Jeffries is checked in. And so he makes both from the line.
Well, we're seeing a different version of him in this half, taking a more direct approach. He didn't have a single free throw in the first set.
Williams scanning the floor, looking to end the run, and off the front iron, and in it goes. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Boston. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Here's Diaz. The Hornets pull it in. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Outside, Martin. Pass to Mann. Here is Jeffries. 5 to shoot. Lets it go with a 3. Mann can't hit.
Well, so far in the second half, he hasn't been able to get another 3 to fall.
Here's Johnson. Boston again missing. Charlotte has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Jeffries the pass to Williams. Martin from outside. They get the rebound. Back to Williams. Outside Martin. Charlotte moving it around. Williams a screen on Smith. Not often you see him take that shot. Jeffries got himself on the board with 3 there.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from there.
Freeman misses. For Charlotte, they've gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9 on the wing. Williams. Pass to Jeffries. Baseline J on the way. The rebound by Diaz. Diaz has got his 6th rebound on the night from downtown, and the basket by Freeman.
Well, for him, it hasn't been a big night. With his reputation, they've used him more as a decoy.
Williams with the ball. Outside, Martin. It's Williams, high post. The rebound by Diaz. Diaz has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Looking for Anthony and gets it there. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Driving the lane. Mann with it. From deep. The three-pointer is right on target. Mann's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
Here's Diaz. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Martin the pass to Mann. Williams kicks to Jeffries. Pass to Williams. Outside Williams. Now Mann shoots over Johnson. Anthony with the block. Here's Diaz. And he lays it straight in. Diaz has got 22.
You know, guys, fast break points right now in their favor, and they're really pushing the tempo.
On the wing, Mann. Covered by Smith. Martin the pass to Williams. Martin kicks to Jeffries. Tries a 3. Rebounded. So Stan, I've been wondering about these different approaches. The development system for youth basketball is vastly different in the U.S. than in Europe. Which do you think is best?
Well, I think in terms of developing skills, Kevin, we've seen it. The European players of all sizes have very well-rounded games skill-wise. They do a lot of work on a daily basis developing those skills, whereas in the U.S., our young guys play a lot of games in the AAU system. Skill development not as strong, but they do learn to compete on an everyday basis.
Pass to Freeman. Fader on the way, and it falls over the rim and in. Freeman's got 5 points now this quarter.
You don't see that too often, the fadeaway shot when he's wide open.
Williams a screen. Here's Jeffries. Boston grabs the miss. Diaz has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Here's Freeman from the arc. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Back to man. Trying to end the drought. The rebound by Diaz.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can.
And it's a great finish!
Oh, my.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrapper.
Just a remarkable gem. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. And here's Martin. Pass to man. Greg, we've heard some veteran players and coaches say the league is skewing too young.
Well, because of the salary cap, you're often forced to play some younger guys, and they don't quite have a feel for the game yet. So possibly the product suffers, but it also gives you a chance to develop these young players in your system.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Back to Martin. Pass to man. Martin kicks to Jeffries. Here's man, covered by Smith. Man can't hit.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of it from distance, but look, he's got to find something easier.
1:31 left to play in the final quarter. It's blocked, and he recovers it. Took the opportunity when he saw it. And that's now 10 points for Johnson.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Celtics.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And now, for the year, this is going to take him to 7 wins.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for prime time.
Yeah, and I loved his attitude tonight. He really had that scorer's mentality. Absolutely no one was stopping him.
Diaz at the line for 2.
That one is off. So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte and then for Boston. The Beast, he's checked in for Anthony. The closer comes in for Johnson. And it's the natural in for Smith. He hits the second from the line. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for Charlotte. Pass to Miller. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, powering through the foul there. Miller showing some serious intensity.
The Erasers checked in for the Celtics. And the free throw, no good. Here's Boston now. They're on a 15-5 run here. Pass to Diaz. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Drills the three-pointer.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this win.
Outside ball. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that'll do it, folks.